Hello guys and welcome back to another video. The Dark Awakening update is here and I'm going to be discussing some of the things in this update, so without further ado, let's jump right into this video. Okay guys, so this update is pretty much a big update. Not as big as I thought it would be, but it is a big update regardless. So I'm just going to be discussing some of the things that I've noticed in this patch. So I've been looking at the skill updates, and based on what Korea has gotten and what I've seen on our server, I can conclude that we have gotten up to the August the 30th patch when it comes to skill updates, okay? Now, what happens after August the 30th is that the Blade Dancer lightning spec rework, the Bard nerf on their first spec, the Gunner Fire and Shadow buff, and also the Warlock grab nerf. Now, these skill updates are really going to affect the classes that I've mentioned. These can tip the scale on which spec is better for some. People are looking out for the light rework for the Blade Dancer. I'm personally looking forward to the Shadow and Fire buff. Also, the Bards are looking to see how much their DPS has dropped. So it's a lot of stuff that people are worried about. So I'm hoping that they implement these skill changes real quick. Now, most of what we have gotten is basically the Blade Master buff. So a lot of Blade Masters in the game are noticing that their damage has gone up with the light draw damage buff on the soul shields, the flock of blades, our blade call damage buff. So yeah, it's a lot going on for the Blade Master right now. I don't know what the DPS is like, but they are the class that got the buff in this patch. Other skill changes are basically Breaker being removed from certain skills of the Blade Master, and even other classes, they did got their Breaker removed from certain skills. So that is the main change that happened in this update. Another class that have seen a buff during this update is basically the Kung Fu Master. Now, your combo finishers, which is your Martyr Fist or something, Twisted Metals, all that, yeah, you did get 100% on the accessory. Now, the accessories before the update was giving 68% on these combos. So after the patch, it is basically saying 168%. So that is a big boost right there. It is well deserved because, as you know, Kung Fu Masters are not at their best right now. And I believe that they're one of the best classes in the game. So yeah. Okay guys, so another thing I want to discuss is the Darkweald. Now, as you know, the Darkweald is a replacement for Primeweald, and this is another AFK zone that offer other rewards that a lot of persons are really looking forward to. Even the exchange on the tokens, a lot of persons are looking there as well. Now, on the forums, they're saying that they're aware of the issue and they're looking into it. So maybe the next update that comes along, such as the weekly maintenance, maybe they'll fix it. But it is in the game, it's just not accessible. Okay, so they're gonna be working on that. Now, proven to be right, y'all. I've been saying this for a long time, that with this new dungeon, you will get STARCROSS necklace and the gloves on stage 1. But the issue with this is that this dungeon is not so easy to solo, okay? And when I say solo, I mean as a new player, okay? So this is not gonna be like Grim Nexus that you can go in and do it yourself. This dungeon will take more DPS because there is 2 bosses, but don't worry, you can duo this and get it done super easy. Super easy. Now, for the NAMDO shrine that was a Demon's Bane dungeon before, that dungeon is now a heroic dungeon, and that dungeon has easy mode, normal mode, and hard mode. Now, the thing about this is that this dungeon is a easy mode dungeon, but the boss has 6 billion HP. Now, normally easy mode dungeons are around 2 mil. Now, the thing I've noticed with this is that the boss HP is at 6 billion. Okay, now this is very uncommon for easy mode dungeon. Normally they're around like 3 billion, but this one is 6 billion. Now, I don't know if they're trying to make it more challenging because everybody is getting a big gear boost with this patch. So yeah, but it is pretty uncommon for them to do that. Now, I've heard that the hard mode is basically a stage 16 stat on the boss, so I haven't verified that as yet, but if it is, that is crazy. That is super, super crazy. So I'm hoping that that's a bug or something. I don't know, but knowing Blade and Soul, that is intended, okay? Also, with this update, we did get the Wonderland event, and basically this event is to level up your STARCROSS accessories. Now, I do go really in depth with this in another video that I'm going to be uploading the same time as this one, so you can check that out to see how does this affect your STARCROSS accessories. So yeah, I'm just going to be putting this short and simple, is that a lot of persons are using their STARCROSS plus 11, and what they're doing is they're basically converting that through the succession tab to get a ACCS plus 6. Now, if you don't know, ACCS stage 1 to stage 6 is super, super cheap to get. It's not really required for you to really use a succession tab, because even if you do fail, it is like a 30% increase on the succession rate. So yeah, it is not a big deal. You don't have to be spending a lot of gold to get it from a 1 to a 6. But if you're going to use your STARCROSS at a plus 11, just think about how many gold you invested and materials you invested into your STARCROSS plus 11. Because once you hit STARCROSS plus 6, the succession rate went down and the gold cost increased. So remember all that gold that you spend to go to a plus 11 and compare that to what the ACCS would cost you. If you're not going to go plus 15 on your STARCROSS accessory, don't level it past stage 6, okay? When you do get it to plus 15, that's when you want to convert it to ACCS, because ACCS fragments are super, super hard to get. Yes, it's including in a lot of stuff you do, but in the moment like now, you are getting more STARCROSS fragments than ACCS fragments, okay? So do with that information as you please. Now, I do notice here that they have the exceptional Dragon Fang weapon chest, and this is a PvP weapon. So a lot of persons, new players, might be wondering what this is. It is basically a PvP weapon, okay? Now, this is mainly for battleground or open world PvP. You can get it and put it down. It is a good addition to your gear. It is free gear basically, okay? So yeah, you can get this on your character and put it down in case PvP is good again. So yeah. Okay guys, so I have tried the new dungeon. It's not a bad dungeon, it's not a good one either. It's okay. It's way better than Grim Nexus though. I'm not a fan of Grim Nexus at all. That dungeon just a mess, okay? But a lot of persons might think this dungeon is chaotic as well, but it is pretty straightforward. I have cleared it with a duo, and I will leave a link of how we did it. We didn't know any mix at all. We just YOLO it, and that method works. Now, I don't know how it will work for another team or another class composition. I don't know. It was just me and a warden, so it did work. Now, I will leave a guide of how we did it 2-man with no mechanics, and I will read up on the mechanics and let you know how to actually pull it off in a full party, okay? So yeah. Also guys, just to add real quick, I've heard that when you die in the new dungeon and you resurrect, sometimes the map doesn't load. So that is what I'm hearing. I didn't see it for myself, but yeah, a lot of persons are saying that the map doesn't load. So it could be the less loading screen thing, I'm not sure. But anyways, thank you for watching this video and goodbye.